Hello and welcome to the Art of Artisan. Today we are playing Yargle Fling. It is Yarglin time. We are going to Yargle all over our opponents. We're going to be playing some best of one historic and catching our opponents off guard when we look like a weird control deck and then all of a sudden we get them with Yargle. I was looking at the spoilers for the upcoming set and I saw that Yargle was getting printed as an uncommon. And I was like, wow, it's an uncommon. And then I realized we already had it on Arena. And so I decided, what's the best way to abuse Yargle? And the answer is by throwing him at our opponent's face. If you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know about Izzet Fling, where we get a giant serpentine curve and then throw that at our opponent's face. This will be a similar idea. So the idea is we play Yargle, and then we play Dual Strike or Teach by Example. Actually, we'll play this card first, but we'll play one of these, and then we'll play Yargle. And then before our opponent gets priority, we're going to sacrifice Yargle with Kazul's Fury, Fling, or Thud. And we will throw 2 copies of Yargle at our opponent's face. Because you'll notice it says as an additional cost to cast this spell. Which means when we copy the spell, we don't need to sacrifice a creature again. So we sacrifice a creature, and then we deal 9 damage to our opponent's face. And then the copy of the spell also will deal 9 damage to our opponent's face. And looking at this right now, I'm already seeing an issue with the deck. I am seeing an issue with the deck. I think we need another fling. All right, we're going to have 2 flings, and we will trim a fungal infection, I think. All right, so we need to find this combo. We're going to have Unlucky Witness, which, when it dies, finds us stuff. Deadly Dispute to sacrifice the Unlucky Witness. We'll have Seize the Spoils, and we'll have Big Score. So these are all just kind of looting cards, and they also make treasures, which is important, because even if we're doing Thud with a 4-told Dual Strike, we need 7 mana to Yargle, Dual Strike, Thud. So we need lots of mana in this deck, which also means we need to survive. And so to survive, we've got Sweepers, we've got removal spells, we've got a little bit of Graveyard Hate, we've got some hate, more hate, which, by the way, this we can also sacrifice to Deadly Dispute. It makes a Saproling. But what's also important is you may have noticed, Yargle has 9 power. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 is less than 20. So we need ways to deal 2 damage to our opponent. And that's where these cards come in. Rotten Reunion. We can flash in a 2/2 creature on our opponent's end step and get him for 2 damage. Fungal Infection creates a 1/1 that maybe can deal damage. Play with Fire is a removal spell that also can hit our opponent's face. And Mephit's Enthusiasm is my favorite card in this deck. 4 damage to a creature. If excess damage is dealt, then we get a boon that will boost our next creature we cast. So if we kill a 3 toughness creature with Mephit's Enthusiasm, and then next turn or a couple turns later we cast Yargle, it will be a 10 power creature, and double fling will win. And Seismic Wave, this is a 1 damage sweeper that also deals 2 damage to any target. So it can be a really effective sweeper, killing a 3 toughness creature along with a bunch of 1 toughness creatures, or we can hit our opponent's face with this so that Yargle is lethal. We're also just going to hope our opponents play Shocklands and kill themselves so that this whole part of the deck is less essential. But let's see, I have not tested this deck at all. I was just in the mood for Yarglin, and I'm like, I haven't made a video in forever. I'm not going to think. I'm just going to full send. We are playing Yargle. It's Yarglin time. Let's Yargle all over our opponents and get to the games and see if Yargle can win. See you there. Alrighty, game number 1. Playing against 131. And we've got card draw. We've got removal. We don't have a single combo piece in our opening hand, but we do have mana and ways to find things. I'm going to keep this. It's an experiment. I have not played this deck yet. I don't know if this is going to work, if this is a keepable hand. Our opponent's probably going to take forever on their mulligans. They are playing a 53 card deck, so they are somewhat knowledgeable about Magic. Okay. Fungal Infection, I like this card a lot in this deck. It's good for our Deadly Dispute plan. Okay, there is a combo piece. And I'm going to play Foreboding Runes tapped. Now, the reason I do this is that our opponent might think that I don't have lands in hand, or they're less scared of different things to play around. Eek, that's a third, that's a second fling. Don't want a second fling. And our opponent's holding up counter magic, which means seize the spoils, since part of the cost of the spell is discarding the card, would not be a great play at the moment. One awkward thing about fungal infection, as far as dealing with 2 damage to our opponent before we start Yargling, is you're not allowed to cast this spell unless there is a creature to give -1/-1. Technically, there's no legal target for this spell. It is uncastable. What is opponent doing? Okay, so they're blue-red. I'm getting serious combo vibes from the opponent, but they haven't done anything. Usually, like, a combo blue-red deck is going to be playing things like Faithless Looting or Consider, and it's rare to see an Izzet Control deck, and even an Izzet Control deck would have played a draw spell by now. What is our opponent up to? I mean, I'm not going to complain. This is looking like a matchup where we might just, like, our opponent suddenly taps out one turn and then we Yargle him. Thing in the ice. Okay. Thing in the ice. Alright, how do we beat that? Maybe they were just saving all their spells to take counters off of this. Maybe that's what's going on. No land is awkward. We will dual strike, seize the spoils here. And the question is, do we discard a fling? I think we discard a fling. I think we're only going to need 1 to win the game. I don't think we're going to try and pull off the combo twice this game. I think we're going to be very patient and wait for our opponent to tap out. I think we can afford it with how slow they're going. They're not putting too much pressure on us yet. And I play a Swamp. And end of our opponent's turn, I will Fungal Infection, just for the meme. No, I won't. I won't Fungal Infection. I want to Fungal Infection, but they've got a defender for it, so there's no valid reason to Fungal Infection them. Okay. They do nothing. Now we've got 6 dual strike effects in our deck. We want one with this fling. We want to do one with the fling. Oh, I just realized Rotten Reunion might be good against this. This might be a Phoenix deck. I think I am going to dual strike Big Score here. We'll be playing around Spell Pierce with our treasure mana. We'll eventually hit another dual strike. These effects are super important in our deck because each copy of it that we have is effectively a counter spell for our opponent's counter spells. Because if we fling Yargle at our opponent's face 4 times, with these 4 separate spells, they need to counter 3 of them to survive. Okay. Slightly awkward here. I mean, we're so good on mana at this point that I think we do just play a creature out. It's not, like, gonna do much, but maybe our opponent removes it and draws us into Yargle. If our opponent draws us into Yargle, I will throw 18 damage at our opponent's face so fast. I will just throw that right at them. Okay. What are you going to do at the end of turn, opponent? You seem like you have something you want to do. Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay, so this is a flash deck? Why do they have Thing of the Ice and Brineborn Cutthroat? I'm not sure how good those cards are together. Do I want to big score now while my opponent's tapped out? Probably not. What I do want to do is Fungal Infection this Brineborn Cutthroat. They have the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce saves their Brineborn Cutthroat even if it doesn't counter my spell because it pumps the Brineborn Cutthroat. Shock. Sick. Opponent just shocked us. That gives us a draw off of Unlucky Witness in our end step, which means we are allowed to play that card. One of these cards. All right, that's a Yargle. That is a Yargle. We will get to play that next turn. And we can only play one of these. Oh, we can almost Yargle, Dual Strike, Teach by Example, Thud. That'd be so sick. Has to end the turn. Oh, that'd be so sick. Okay, so from now on, we're gonna cast Yargle, see what our opponent does about it, and then if at any time they try to remove it, Dual Strike, teach by example Thud right at their face, or teach by example Fling, because we'd have to be doing it at instant speed. No blocks. Pass. So Yargle will cost that much. I want 4 mana for teach by example Fling, which means I could Rotten Reunion and try to get him for 2 damage this turn, but it wouldn't work. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Okay. My turn. Now, if opponent is in the know, if they're an absolute genius legend, they will kill our Yargle. If they will counter our Yargle, I mean. Oh, whoa, lag, please stop. Okay, there we go. So countering Yargle right here is our opponent's best hope of lasting a bit longer. I mean, they could still win easily at this point, but so we need 4 mana for Teach by Example Fling. If our opponent taps out, we are okay to big score. We're okay to big score because it will get us back 2 treasures, which will leave up Teach by Example Fling still. What we don't want to do is big score, and then our opponent in response kills Yargle. So we need to wait for our opponent to tap out before we big score. They choose not to. Okay, opponent, what are you up to? You want to swing into my Yargle? You want to swing into my Yargle? You want to go? Okay. Rotten Reunion, Exile Slang from their graveyard, maybe. Let's get rid of Quench, I guess. Sure. And now, this may not be the best plan. We're getting a token on the battlefield, and our opponent does have Thing in the Ice. But I think I want to just, like, have a scarier board presence. I want our opponent to be a bit more scared. Okay, so is Thud necessary right now? Thud, we did already discard one of our effects, right? We did discard a Fling already. So I think it's probably best to just big score a big score, which we can do on our opponent's turn. So I think this is one of those cases where we just pass. No attacks. We do not have a way to deal the last 2 damage to our opponent as well. We still need that. Are they going to cast Sling on our turn? No, they don't. Opponent's trying to play this Izzet Control deck, but the fact that we have all these instant speed spells makes their Brineborn Cutthroat really bad, because if they want to be playing counters, they're going to be countering on their turn. Okay, discarding big score. What say you, opponent? You gonna react? You're not gonna react. No reaction to my big score. Strange. Okay, well, we are actually really close to having lethal here. So I am gonna Rotten Reunion the last thing out of their graveyard. And then there's a chance, if I draw another Dual Strike effect, I will swing in and teach by example Dual Strike Fling Yargle once they choose to block it with the Brineborn Cutthroat. One of these zombies will get in, and they have to have 2 counter spells in order to actually survive. My turn? Do I want to do that? Now I'm feeling antsy. I kind of just want a big score again. Or I could just attack with just the zombies this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna attack with just the zombies and get that damage in. If we draw Deadly Dispute, we don't really need sacrifice fodder. We've got lands to sacrifice. We've got treasures to sacrifice. So I think I do this. They don't want to block with Brineborn Cutthroat, most likely. And if they do, that means they're tapping out of it, because they're going to be playing a spell on our turn so that Brineborn Cutthroat can block. But I mean, you're just taking 2 damage. You're at 20 life, opponent. 2 damage when you're at 20 life doesn't matter. Consider, alright, they're going to do it. Are they going to try and flip? Ooh, if they try to flip, I will... That might give us a good window. If they cast like 2 2-mana spells, that gives us a great window to go ham. Okay. I'm going to let them choose what they want to do. You want to block one? You want to block both? Okay. Well, I will big score, and this should scare our opponent. That's the main reason I'm doing this right now. I want to scare them. This is a moment where they're very scared, and they don't want to counter whatever I'm doing. So now we can fungal infection into Mephit's enthusiasm into teach by example fling. We're going to get our opponent to tap out. Oh wait, Mephit's enthusiasm doesn't help us here. I was thinking for a second it did for some reason. Okay. Fungal infection on your Brineborn Cutthroat. Would you like to save it? You want to use a counterspell to save your Cutthroat? No, you do not. How do you feel about Mephit's enthusiasm on your Thing in the Ice? Yeah, this is the more risky one. This is the one that's getting countered. Either that or they flip their Thing in the Ice. But if they flip their Thing in the Ice, oh, then I'm in trouble. Please don't flip your Thing in the Ice. Please don't flip your Thing in the Ice. I have punted. Oh, what? What? Okay. I am very confused as to why our opponent would do nothing there. Dude, is Yargle just too good? Wait, is Yargle just too good of a card? Okay, teach by example. Cast it. Okay. I mean, we have Thud in hand. If we draw another Yargle, we can still deal a lot of damage. Fling this Yargle. Yargle's ready to blargle or whatever. I don't know. People say weird stuff about Yargle. I love it. I don't even understand why it's funny, but it is. Teach by example. Gonna fling a second Yargle at our opponent's face. And note that this Mephit's enthusiasm is +2. So if we get another Yargle and we fling it at our opponent's face, oh, never mind. I was thinking if they countered one of those, then another Yargle at our opponent's face would be lethal. Because it would be 11 power. But now it's definitely lethal because it's... I mean, they have 2 life. That's pretty easy to kill. Oof. We need card draw. Alright, opponent. Please take 1 damage. Harnessed Lightning. They're actually just Harnessed Lightninging our token. That's gorgeous. Do you want to go down to 1? They go down to 1! Do we Thud? No, we've got so many draws. They didn't have a counterspell earlier. They didn't have a counterspell earlier. Do we just YOLO it? They would have countered us earlier. They could have maybe just barely drawn a counterspell, but looking at their deck, they feel like they don't have hard counters. They feel like they have soft counters that we can just pay mana to get around. So we're dropping a Saproling on your face. Oh my gosh, they had a hard counter in hand and the mana to cast it. Alright, now we just need to draw one of our kill spells. Oh, that would have made it so much easier to kill them. That would have been the card to do it. Alright, end turn. Alright, we're very close. I don't think they can gain life. I don't think Izzet can really gain life. So we just need to hit, like, anything. Yargle is not great, but Rotten Reunion. Rotten Reunion is our best draw. Do we only have 1 in the deck? I think we might only have 1 Rotten Reunion in the deck. Oh, that sucks. Okay. End the turn there. Now, one thing we can note here is our opponent is not going to counter a card draw spell. Because we're holding these cards in our hand, it looks like we might be doing something shady, like just waiting for an opportunity. And if we keep up that appearance, then our card draw spells, where we have to discard to draw cards, are very unlikely to get countered. So our opponent is desperate to have as many counter spells for our big spells as possible. Also, we are flooding the heck out. Wow. This is not great. We have drawn a lot of lands in a row. And you want to occasionally play a land when you're doing this hold lands in hand strategy, because then your opponent's going to go, wait a second, they played a land. Maybe they aren't the kind of person that holds lands in their hand. Just like a small mind game to go, yeah, when I draw a land, I play it. They're like, wait, then what were all those other cards? I don't know. I don't know if that actually works, but it could be useful sometimes. Okay. Deadly Dispute. We are sacrificing a treasure. Would you like to counter this opponent? Countering it is very risky. And they know it. All right, we got Yargle, which means now a thud effect is very good. Any sort of fling is great. Fling would be very great right now. There is an issue, though. So, Torrential Gear Hulk. Wait, this is the weirdest Izzet Control deck. What the heck? Why do you have Brineborn Cutthroat in your Izzet Control deck? That just feels wrong. That feels very incorrect. Right now, if I had Play with Fire in hand, our opponent would be dead. Like 100%. They'd have to have 2 1-mana counters. Ugh, that sucks. I wish we had Play with Fire in hand right now, just so we could punish our opponent for dropping a 6-drop on our end step. Yeah. Okay, Torrential here. Gear Hulk gonna get in. Okay, I'm scared that we might lose this now with our opponent at 1 health. At 1 health. Please, please let us get this. Please. Oh, do they have to discard to hand size? Ha. Spell Pierce. Told you they'd have soft permission. Is just soft. It's so soft. It's not really a good hard control deck. That's my opinion, at least. Alright. Can our opponent win? If they have... Alright, so Harness Lightning... Okay, they have nothing that can hit us in the face, so if they flash in a Torrential Gear Hulk, we are not dead. They did not. Okay, what you're going to do, you're going to swing in for 5. Oh, big surprise! We take 5 damage. Alright. They would have had to have just drawn a Torrential Gear Hulk for it to likely be in their hand right now. Oh, that's good. What do you think of Unlucky Witness, opponent? Oh, it's going to be a 3-power Unlucky Witness. Watch out. Watch out. Very scary. Unlucky Witness. I don't think they can exile it. I don't think an Izzet Control deck would play much that would exile it. Like, maybe Anger of the Gods? But I think people prefer Sweltering Suns. I'm not certain, though. Hopefully, this Unlucky Witness dies. Oh, shoot. Torrential Gear Hulk is lethal. No, it isn't. If Unlucky Witness hits the right thing, it's not lethal. Unlucky Witness. Alright, so they can Harness Lightning, remove our blocker. Unlucky Witness, you need to do something right now. Wait. What? Okay. Are you going to let us block? Or do they just have a removal spell in hand? And they just want to maximize the value of the Torrential Gear Hulk. That might be what's going on. They might be just trying to maximize Torrential Gear Hulk value. That's lethal, though. Wait, do they have another Torrential Gear Hulk? Or a way to blink one? What's going on here? Okay, please, please. There are multiple cards in my deck that if they come off the top from this Unlucky Witness, I kill my opponent this end step. Please. Please, deck. Please. No! No! We're dead. Oh, we got the dual Yargle, but we didn't get enough damage to win. Our opponent countered us, throwing a Saproling at their face. I think that might have been a misplay on my part. I just thought they wouldn't have... I just was expecting 2-mana counter spells. Oh well. On to game. Alright, game number 2. I'm feeling bad about that first game still. That just... We had so many possible draws that could have gotten us out of it, and we had so many turns where we could have drawn them. Our opponent was tapped out to the point where any of those draws could have killed them, so it's not like I'm assuming my opponent didn't have counter spells or anything. We had, like, guaranteed lethal unless they were playing Pact of Negation. This is a pretty bad hand. We will mulligan it. This is also a pretty bad hand, but I guess we'll keep it. We're going to stick Thud into the deck. I think Teach by Example is a better card simply because it works with our card draw effects, although we are not doing anything until turn 3. Hopefully this isn't like aggro. Oh shoot, Shambling Ghast, that's aggro. Turn 1, 1-1. Unbeatable. That's my limited mindset. Alright. So black with a snow-covered swamp. Okay, never mind. They are multicolored. Search Orzhov with multiple Shambling Ghast. They might be a combo deck as well. Shambling Ghast is so good for combo. Luckily, though, we no longer need to care about stupid... I should have played the red land. I should have played the red land. I need double red for this. We don't need to play around counter spells anymore. Unless, of course, there's always Mana Tithe. There's always Mana Tithe. Don't discount Mana Tithe. But I think without having to play around counter spells, it should be a lot easier to win. What are our best draws here? Method's Enthusiasm's pretty okay. The Kamigawa one that just 2 damage to their face, 1 damage to each creature seems pretty good here. Dual Strike is not on the list of good cards to draw, but I will still accept it. We are just going to play Unlucky Witness to try and draw cards eventually, and we're going to start setting up for future combos. If our opponent tries to exile the Unlucky Witness, we will Deadly Dispute it, but I think we're actually more likely to Deadly Dispute our treasure token and try and use Unlucky Witness to block stuff. So I don't actually think our issue is going to be mana. This is looking like another slow matchup. Oh, man. Oh, I would give so much for a Wrath right now. Oh, wait, I've got one. Sorry, I just finished an Italian tournament where I was playing the most stressful match of my life. It was so crazy good. But, yeah, I'm a little bit out of it. Village Rites. Okay, so just kind of a black-white sacrifice deck. What is the white for? There's a couple of aristocrats sort of, like blood artist sort of effects in white. There's, can't think of much else that would make you want to go into white. All right, Yargle is, they played a Godless Shrine, so they are at 18 health. So Yargle is really close to lethal at this point. Yargle is really close to lethal. So I am going to Deadly Dispute our Unlucky Witness. And I will tap black-red for that. Thank you, game. And then I'm going to Flame Sweep on our opponent's turn if I hit a land here. Or do I Flame Sweep now when they can't get any value off of... I Flame Sweep now. Decisions. I can either Fungal Infection or Dual Strike. I have so many Dual Strike effects that I don't care about that. Fungal Infection isn't looking great, but I might actually use it anyways. I think I'm going to Unlucky Witness and keep digging for Yargle. And I'll Fungal Infection on our opponent's end step. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I'm an idiot. I can't Fungal Infection on the opponent's end step. Yeah, that was a big punt on my part. You can make fun of me in the chat, in the comments below. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll take 3 damage from Sedgemoor Witch. Sure. Note that Flame Sweep hits creatures that don't have flying, but it does hit every creature of your opponent's. It only doesn't hit yours without flying. So this will kill an Eye Twitch. We need card draw. If we get card draw, even if we get Kazul's Fury... Actually, no, not Kazul's Fury. We need 1 more mana for Kazul's Fury to be lethal. But our opponent, except for Mana Tithe, there is no card in our opponent's, and Lifegain. Besides Lifegain and Mana Tithe, there is no way for our opponent... Oh, they do have Lifegain in the form of stupid pests. Oh, that's ridiculous. These pests are going to be an issue. Okay, yep. These pests gain our opponent life. That makes our potentially lethal Yargle. We might need to teach by example and dual strike. So we might need a bit more mana. To Yargle, teach by example, dual strike, fling. Yeah, we need 2 more mana to do that. Or if we draw Thud, that kind of is another mana. Okay, what you got up your sleeve, opponent? I will Flame Sweep right now. Goodbye, board. That's right, I'm running Sweepers in my Sacrifice deck. Okay. Opponent's got a tough decision to make here. They do Deadly Dispute one of their pests, which these pests are annoying. Our opponent's going to gain so much life. This was an issue with the deck that I did foresee, which is incidental life gain just destroys us. Absolutely destroys us. But, oh well. Yeah, you gain life, I know. I flip a Yargle off the top. Do I have the mana now? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Alright, top deck Thud. Top deck Thud. Oh no, that won't work, because I can only play one of these two. I always forget that I can't play both. I really would like to top deck Thud. Mascot Exhibition, eh? Or, actually, no, Thud doesn't do it. That's right, Thud doesn't do it. My turn. The land. I guess we play Yargle. How many fling effects do we have left in the deck? We have not discarded any. We have not exiled any. So I think, given the opportunity, we might just want to Yargle Fling. Like, we might just want to do a baby Yargle Fling. Just dual strike Fling. Or maybe teach by example Fling is better. We'll see. My opponent might also just ignore it. It's a 9/3 vanilla creature. Like, who's scared of a 9/3 that you can block? They're a deck full of chump blockers. Just chump block it, opponent. You're good. It doesn't do anything. Ah, dang it. Yeah, this is slightly less mana intensive, so I will do this. And then I will do this. This sucks. Our opponent's going to have 4 life. 4 life is hard to beat. We're really going to be stretched to finish this one out. Sadly, Yargle doesn't cut it. 9 damage is not enough. 9 damage is not going to be enough. Our opponent's going to put us on a really tight clock as well. Yep, Mascot Exhibition. We're so close. Really? Oh my gosh, are they meat hooking to... Does that gain them life? No, that doesn't gain them life. That just... Oh my gosh, we're so close. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They have exactly 13 damage. Exactly 13 damage. They probably got removal that's stuck in hand, which means Yargle probably doesn't do anything. We could potentially not play Yargle, hope to get a fling effect, and see if our opponent pulls out the Faceless Haven. I think actually our best bet is our opponent being scared of what's in our hand. We want them to not go for Faceless Haven. Alright, that's the game. Alrighty. Alrighty. We are 0-2. On to game 3. Game number 3 versus Poner. They're more Poner than the average Poner. This is an okay hand. I do like Unlucky Witness into Deadly Dispute, so it could... This hand... So this is the Mishra's Bobble problem. It's the reason why Mishra's Bobble isn't as OP as you might think. And that's that sometimes you end up with a hand where you're like, I have Mishra's Bobble, If a Mishra's Bauble hits a land, I'm great. It like obscures information from yourself, which is kind of weird. But we are. Oh, life gain. Oh gosh, life gain. I didn't even think. Oh no, we are dead. How in the world do we ever beat life gain? Okay. Okay, fungal infection is a great pickup. So we can Method's Enthusiasm Trellisara before it gets any bigger. Then we can fungal infection the Soul Warden. We need to get in all the damage we can. We need damage this game. We might need to triple Yargle our opponent, but oh, it's another Trellisara. Oof. Ugh, stomach ache. Ugh. Go on without me. Yeah, this is rough. Seize the spoils? Sure. All right. Most important thing to do right now is kill Soul Warden. Technically, fungal infection will gain our opponent a life, which is stupid. Super stupid. Because, technically, Soul Warden does not die until the spell has resolved, which means a creature entered the battlefield while it was alive. Okay, sure. Yep, you get your Trellisara stuff. Okay. End turn. How do we win this? How do we win this? Okay, we don't want to use Unlucky Witness because that will get rid of our boon. Yes. Yeah, so the Trellisara, the Soul Warden fungal infection combo, the interaction there is very similar to the classic Bolt the Goyf. Oh my gosh. It's just life gain everywhere. They don't even have like a good deck. They just have a gazillion life gain creatures and then Trellisara. How do I beat this? It's unwinnable. My combo relies on my opponent having 18 health. My opponent has 24. What do I do? Yargle won't even block Trellisara very well. Oh, Yargle's garbage. Not that I'd ever speak ill of Yargle. Yargle is our friend. I need a removal. That's not removal. Okay. I think the game plan here is scoop it up. Yeah, we are super dead. There. All right, we need another fungal infection. Fungal infection is all right. That's actually completely fine. That doesn't trigger anything. We're completely fine. Although, next turn, our opponent gains a gazillion life using Heliod. That hurts. Okay. Fungal infection. Is it actually good? Is fungal infection good? I said it was good, but is it actually? Was I lying? Did I trick you all? All right, so this discards Rotten Reunion, which is Flame Sweep. Flame Sweep! Oh my gosh, that is such a clutch card right now. Yeah, we will Flame Sweep. Actually, no. Cancel. Is there potentially a better time to Flame Sweep? Yes, after our opponent gives lifelink to their Soul Warden. We might get our opponent to tap out. And there's no real good protection against this that I can think of. I don't expect them to be playing Tameo Safekeeping, so we'll just pass. Okay. This. Oh no, they're still going to gain 7 life. They're going to gain 7 life. That's a whole nother That's more than another Yargle hit. Okay, I pass to attackers. And I am actually going to... Oh no, they don't have any reason to. Well, I'll pass to blockers. Does opponent want to do anything? Do you want to give lifelink to anything? Oh yes, you want to give lifelink to that? Okay, I resolve that. Do you want to give lifelink to something else? Okay, I don't know why I did this. There was literally no benefit, because my opponent doesn't have anything to spend their mana on. They might have had something to spend their mana on, though, so I guess this is kind of good. And yeah, we take 7 life-linking damage, which lets our opponent scry. It makes their Trellisara bigger, which means more life gain in the future. We need a sacrifice card. We need a way to sacrifice a creature to fizzle the life gain. That's what we need most right now. Okay, Dual Strike may be useful. All right, so we're going to teach by example, seize the spoils, discarding the mountain, and hope we hit something good. This deck does draw quickly, so even if we have one card in our deck that helps us, there's a chance that we find it. That's one great power of this deck. That is technically a sacrifice card. Oh, this is so bad. Are we gonna Fungal Infection and then throw it with Kazul's Fury to fizzle life gain? Is that the game plan? Or do we just block? I think we just block. And I'll make the decision in the moment. End turn. Oh no, I don't want to waste. Oh, this is so bad. All right, pass to blockers. Oh no, don't pass to blockers. I need to build a blocker. I almost just punted real hard. Fungal Infection. That's right, you're an 8/8. I mean, this doesn't change the number of Yargle throws we need. We currently need 4 Yargle throws to kill our opponent. And this 8 life will not change that. So yeah, I'm just going to block. It's only 8 Yargle throws. And not 8 Yargle throws. It's only 4 Yargle throws. That's doable. Oh gosh, it's so big. Wait, my Yargle will be a 10 power creature. Do we throw it at Trelisara? Wait a second, we can just throw Yargle at Trelisara. It'll be 10 power. Looking like what we might need to do. Or at least we might. Oh, it's 11 power. When did you? Oh, because Fungal Infection made it smaller. I forgot about that. Fungal Infection made it smaller. All right. Okay. How do we win? So we play Yargle. That's essential to this plan, regardless of what we do. We currently have enough mana to fling Yargle. So we dual strike. If I play this land, we can dual strike, fling. We can hit our opponent for 30 damage and fizzle their life gain. Or we can try and kill Trelisar. If we hit our opponent for 30 and fizzle their life gain, that doesn't actually do much. So I think we hit our opponent for 10. Are we literally just going to hit our opponent for 10 and kill Trelisara? Looking like it. All right. If I did Kazul's Fury, if I did throw all 30 at their face, I could top deck big score into Thud plus Yargle. That seems really a stretch though. So yeah, we're doing this. Pass to blockers. I am blocking with Yargle. What do you think, opponent? You gonna try and gain some life? I don't think so. Dual strike. Into dual strike. Oh, baby, here it comes. I really wish I had have thought of this line earlier and killed Trelisara earlier, when I would only need to throw 1 Yargle at Trelisara. Ugh, I just goofed so badly. I misplayed. I honestly did misplay. Trelisara, you are getting a Yargle thrown at you. I lose all my treasure mana. But you don't gain any life. And watch my opponent just top deck something crazy now. I wish I had a Fungal Infection now. Oh, this would have worked so much better if I just did this earlier, before Trelisara was greater than 10 toughness. Kazul's Fury at your face. Kazul's Fury at your Trelisara. That's right. No life gain for you. Your Heliod is all alone. Alright, even if they have Cleric class, that's not a good draw for them, because I have Rotten Reunion to fizzle the Return a Creature mode. Johnny's Welcome. Bad card. Bad card. Okay, can we pull this off? That's a Yargle. This is a clock. This is a legitimate clock. We are going to Yargle clock our opponent. And this 1 damage from Unlucky Witness, does it matter? Potentially. Potentially, eventually. The opponent's close to being 3 Yargle hits from death. Yeah. Oh, opponent! We were trying to fling Yargle when Yargle was just good enough on its own. Yargle doesn't need to be flung. He can just smash your opponent a few times. Oh my gosh. We actually just won with Yargle beats over the, like, oh, that's hilarious. On to game 4. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Okay, game number 4. I just conceded a game against Mono Blue Tempo because they were taking like max timer on every single decision and they had a bunch of flash stuff. So I guess technically I lost that game, but I just didn't want to play it with the opponent playing like that, and you guys wouldn't have wanted to watch it. I think let's see. So Seize the Spoils is decent, especially when we're on the play. Seismic Wave is decent. Fling is a combo pick. You know what? Let's keep this. It's not great, but I'll keep it. We've got Fling in hand. We will decline to reveal anything. Keep our opponent on their toes. Why isn't he revealing anything? Suspicious. Dual Strike is great. That helps fill out our curve. That's actually probably the best card for filling out our curve at this stage in the game. Nothing from the opponent. All right. Who is ready to get Manatized? If I get Manatized, I will eat a sock. No, just kidding. I lied. Okay, good. Whew. I was scared there for a second. I was scared that I was going to be one of those streamers who says stuff and then doesn't actually follow through. All right. Mono White playing slow. Righteous Valkyrie. Lifegain deck that's... Oh, so this must be like a Angel heavy version of Lifegain. Oh my gosh, it's Lifegain. I just realized. Oh, it's Lifegain. Lifegain's unbeatable. Why do we match it to so much Lifegain? Literally every single deck so far, I think, has had some... No, Izzet Control didn't, but 3 of the 4 decks so far have been Lifegain based. I think we seize the spoils, discarding Deadly Dispute, and just hope that we can move forward from here happily. Fungal Infection. So technically, Fungal Infection plus Seismic Wave does kill Righteous Valkyrie. It doesn't deal 2 damage to our opponent's face, which is kind of important for Seismic Wave, but what are you going to do? Yada. Sure. Sure. That's all fine. We can also... Ooh, there's a line. Okay. We can Seismic Wave, the first one targeting Righteous Valkyrie and the second one targeting our opponent's face with Dual Strike. And we drew another Dual Strike, so I'm more happy to get this one out of our hand than I was a second ago. Dual Strike, Seismic Wave, hit that and target this opponent, and then also hit that and this opponent. That should be 4 damage to the Valkyrie and 2 damage to Giada. Yeah, sure. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. I'm not Italian. I just played an Italian tournament, but yeah, I have no idea what they're saying. Lyra. You may notice the third ability of Lyra is Lifelink. I swear. Even if we ran like... So like we could run cards like Tybalt. Tybalt is probably the best option for this because it fizzles removal. It can deal 2 damage to our opponent. It helps stall the game. It fits fairly well into a control deck. I just don't know where we have the space for Tybalt. We already have been struggling to find our combo. Well, this officially sucks. However, our opponent is not likely to be playing... How much interaction are we expecting from our opponent? Probably not a lot, right? We just have to YOLO this. We just have to hope this keeps our opponent from attacking us. There's a Yargle on the battlefield. What are you going to do, opponent? What are you going to do against Yargle? So this might keep our opponent from attacking. It might not. That's a 4/4 lifelinker, because Lyra gives lifelink to everything. Yeah, so they don't have removal. Yeah. Yeah, I just got to play around it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, we're dead. We are 1,000,000% dead. So I can double fling Yargle, and they're left with just the Angel without lifelink, and hope that's good. That is a technically legal line. Let's see. What else can I do? What else actually could win me the game? So I am dead in the air right now. Let's see. So if we fungal infection something that doesn't let Yargle survive, if they block with Resplendent Angel, they probably would block with the Chump Angel anyways. Oh wait, I know the line. Dude, I know the line. This is the line. Block me, opponent. I dare you. That's the game. That's the game. Easy. Why didn't I think of that earlier? That's the easy line. Yargle. That's 27 damage from Yargle this turn. He punches you in the face, and then I throw him at your face twice. Take that, Angels. Oh my gosh, that was obvious. That was the obvious line. My opponent wouldn't have lethal if they blocked with something, so they really didn't want to block, and they did not feel threatened at all. Oh, that's great. On to game number 5. Game number 5. Playing against Magnet second, and somehow we are actually fighting for the winning record. There is a chance that we get the winning record with Yargle Fling. We're facing a Luris deck. Luris deck scares me a lot. I really wish we had Fatal Push in this deck. However, Fatal Push does not deal damage to our opponent, which means it's not going to work that well. So we've got part of the combo. We've got Unlucky Witnesses to chump block. So I see Luris in gold tier, and I 100% expect this to be Auras. And Auras just scares me. Or Hammer Time. It's Hammer Time. Unlucky Witness. Chump block duty activated. Oh yeah, we are going to be chump blocking for days upon days. Unlucky Witness, get in there, stop that Kemba's Outfitter from dropping a hammer and hitting me for 12 damage this turn. Now what's scary is if they have Shadow Spear. If they have Shadow Spear, that's a lot of life gain and trample, which means these Unlucky Witnesses and my game plan are both going to fail. So just no Shadow Spear, and I think we might win this. Because luckily our opponent is a fairly non-interactive deck. That's a Mephit's Enthusiasm, turn, well, I guess, yeah, it's just bad card here. I'll reveal Swamp. And we will double Unlucky Witness. Play around Portable Hole. Now if our opponent plays something else, another creature, we can just Mephit's Enthusiasm it, and that sets us up for the Yargle Dual Strike kill. We're actually kind of close. We are kind of close to winning this. Yargling it up. Oh my gosh. All right, big score is a little bit too expensive. That's a nightmare. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, if they have a fling effect, they win. Oh, what a punt, opponent. So yeah, the damage was still marked on their thing. So technically that did kill their thing. There's no way for me to get the mana, sadly. Okay. All right. Please don't have fling, opponent. I feel like it'd be so win more to have fling in their deck, but it would win them the game here. Please no fling. Please no fling. Please no fling. Yeah, just attack. Attacking is fine. Attacking is big fine. We chill. We're chilling with the big attack. All right. Thud? That's a thud? And that's a dual strike? But we don't have the mana. We don't have the mana. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay, we need a blocker now. It can't be blocked by creatures of the chosen color. Okay, Fireblade Charger. Okay, so Fireblade Charger, there's no way for them to get another hammer next turn, most likely. They need 3 cards to get another hammer down on something. So I think we're just going to take the hit and then win the turn after. I think we might win this. So if we... Oh, wait. We need to Mephit's Enthusiasm this turn. Okay. We need to Mephit's Enthusiasm to make Yargle lethal. Which then means we're only going to have 6 mana next turn, which is not enough. Okay, how do we pull this off? So we Mephit's Enthusiasm, Skrelv. Then we play... Oh, wait, Yargle will be big. Yargle will be huge. They'll be scared to block. Okay, so we Mephit's Enthusiasm. Oh, but we don't have the mana to Yargle. Is there a chance we can multi-dual strike? Yeah, we can multi-dual strike. Oh, no, we can't. We won't have the mana. Once again, just a little bit mana short. So I think our line is Mephit's Enthusiasm. Let's stop Skrelv from being a problem in the future. Then we seize the spoils, dumping a land, because we are not going to need the many land drops. The game will be over by that point. And then we have Fungal Infection to kill the Fireblade Charger and a Fungus to block the the other one. All right, we live another turn. Hopefully we live another turn. Pass to attackers. Oh, your Fireblade Charger is a 0/0. Would you like to deal 0 damage to something, opponent? Deal damage equal to its power to any target. Yeah, oh, you're going to deal 0 damage to my Fungus? Good move, opponent. Good move. Okay. We're so close. We're so close. Does our opponent have removal for Yargle? Can our opponent kill our Yargle? Alright. Aggro player mindset. Make them have it. Make them have it. Please don't have anything, opponent. Please don't have anything. Even if they get Shadow Spear here, we just don't block, and then we swing in and dual strike fling, and we kill them. No blocks. No blocks. Opponent, what do you got? Put Luris into hand? Did I hear you were going to put Luris into hand? No, no, not fling. No! No! Live by the thud, die by the thud. Oh, and they top decked that. That would have been lethal forever ago. Oh, that is... You know, I have to respect that, though. Our opponent just killed us with thud. Oh, but this deck, it actually felt way better than I thought it would. This actually felt really good. I'm happy with this deck. All right, let's get to the deck wrap-up. A 2-3 record, which I think is correct for this deck. And, like, sure, we had, like, lucky matchups, but we also were really close on the games we lost. We were a mana short in one match. Our opponent top-decked Thud in one match for lethal on us before we were about to lethal them. And we were 1 life short in another game. So, like, surprisingly, the deck actually did pretty well. Now, as to what performed well and what didn't. Dual Strike and Teach by Example, I think, were super good in this deck. I love Big Score plus these cards in a combo deck because it really lets you, if the game goes long, just churn through your deck and find the combo and win immediately. It's beautiful in these sort of control combo decks. And so I think that part of the deck felt really nice. Our sweepers felt pretty good. What didn't feel good, I think, Fungal Infection. So Deadly Dispute, because we've got the lands to sacrifice and Unlucky Witness, I think we could trim a Fungal Infection. And I think we want another Mephit's Enthusiasm. Mephit's Enthusiasm felt really, really good in the games where we got it, where it's like, oh, wait, Yargle is just going to deal more damage than I expected. and it makes the kill so much simpler. And this would have removed some of the angels in some matchups. Like, this just is a solid removal spell that also makes our win condition so much easier. So I'd go up with Mephit's Enthusiasm if I had the wild card. Sweepers felt good. I think Seismic Wave played its role in this deck perfectly. I think this might be the single best deck for Seismic Wave, where we're a control deck that needs to deal 2 damage to our opponent's face. I wouldn't recommend this card if you're going to an Artisan tournament, though, considering this does not hit artifact creatures, which means it sucks against Anvil. I was surprised at how well Deadly Dispute did. I didn't expect it to do so well with so few targets, but the fact that it chains into itself is great. We're a deck that digs through our deck, and we've also got a lot of treasure mana. And so this treasure mana can be great with Deadly Dispute. I think it's a stellar card in the deck. I might trim 1, especially because I'm trimming a fungal infection, and go for 4 Mephit's Enthusiasms. In fact, I'm going to do that now. Actually, I'm going to go up to 4 Deadly Dispute, down to 1 fungal infection. And then I'm going to go up 1 more Dross Forge Bridge. And that means, for boarding mute, yeah. We weren't really color screwed either because we have treasure mana. Actually, I want the good mana. I want the good mana. And our earliest colors that we need are actually kind of black. Alright, so yeah, this deck, super fun. This would be my improved build of the deck, going a bit heavier onto Mephit's Enthusiasm. I don't think this deck is great, but it is fun. If you love Yargle, if you're a fan of the Yargle memes, I highly recommend that you play Yargle Fling. If you just have the wild cards lying around, and I mean, like, there's a fair number of common wild cards in this deck between Teach by Example and Fling, and actually not as many as I thought, but it's a pretty cheap deck to build, even for an Artisan deck. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I'm happy that this deck was so much fun to play, and keep enjoying Budget Magic. Bye-bye.